Welcome once again to The Sage. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. Last week, we began discussion on the topic of this present series, which is on everyday kindness. Everyday kindness by each and every one of us. We each have a responsibility. Let me say that as I reflected a great deal on this concept of everyday kindness, I decided, humor me, that there were two elements to it. The first is that we need to begin to see with new eyes, or perhaps expanded eyes. We need to begin to be more aware of the suffering that actually exists around us. You see, because it is so easy not to notice. I have experienced this. You need to make that conscious effort of noticing the people you come across. Not even interact. You may not interact with them. That person that joins the transportation, the keke or whatever with you. That person you meet in the supermarket or the market, in the market, who, because you look deeply enough, is actually not buying, but looking longingly at what they need but cannot buy. That person who comes to work more depressed than usual, who you might then be able to spend a little time with to find out what the problem is. We need to begin to actually see the reality, the hardship around us. See the mood of the people that we come across. That I define as new eyes. It is a necessity. The next element is action. To see and do nothing is a moral injustice in itself. Again, let me be bold enough to say that we can all do something. We can do, no matter how little, we can do something. If you are down to zero, you don't have a kobo extra, you can listen. You can empathize. You can encourage. You can smile. You can give a compliment. We all have something to give. If you have money, if you have clothes, you have a little bit extra food, wonderful. But even when you don't have that, we can be compassionate. We can show the people around us that we care. We can learn more patience with our spouses, with our children, with our friends, with our neighbors. We, again, on the Sage, decided to go out into the field and ask the average citizen out there that we met what action, if any, they are taking because they notice the suffering around us. Please sit back. I learned a great deal. I was moved to tears as I listened to some of them recount the things they've been doing. Please join us as we listen.
My name is Inya Ode, and I work with Luxterra Leadership Foundation. Um, I'm someone I like to refer to as a racktivist. Now, a racktivist is a random act of kindness activist. I believe in kindness because I believe that is the only way the world can go round. And every single day, by the grace of God, in all my years of existence, I have tried in one way or the other to bring kindness to the fore, either by helping people out, or by just giving a smile, or by giving a hug, or by giving a listening ear, or by just being there, being present for someone. I, by the grace of God, have been able to bring these acts of kindness to the fore because I believe very strongly too that our world is in the chaotic situation it's in right now because people are not kind. But then, if I see you as a human being, first created in the image and likeness of God, and I desire what you desire, then I will definitely be kind to you because I would want kindness. I mean, it's the golden rule, do unto others what you have them do to you. So I have to be kind to get kindness in return. Another point I'd want to make is in the chaotic world we live today, a lot of people just need someone there. They just need a smile. They just need a hug. They just need words of reassurance. And if we give these things to people, that is us actually being kind to them. So wherever we find ourselves, we can be kind. But because we are so fixated and focused on the problems that we face, we lose sight of being kind to others. Meanwhile, that is where the real blessings that we need from our Creator, that's where the blessings are. So the point is, be a activist like me. Engage in random acts of kindness because truly these are the things that make the world go round.
Sometimes a relationship with you and human being matter. It's not all about money. With your 500 naira, with your 200 naira, with your 1000 naira, you can put smile on people's face. Sometimes, maybe if you wake up in the morning, go to your neighborhood. Good morning, sir. How are you? How is your family? When you go to your street, if you see someone that is not even well okay, you can able assist the person or you can able check the person house to house. So it's part of make people happy on this country. So that is what we want from some of our people to learn. You have to learn a good character, a good behavior, how you and somebody can liaise and can do some things. That is what we want in this country. The situation in this country now is so terrible and it's very, very hard. You see a lot of our poor people, they are suffer. Sometimes if I go to where people are selling food, if I want to eat food, a lot of people will surround me. Maybe if I hold like 10,000 and people eat food of 500, 1,000, instead of me to go back with 10,000, I'm ready to spend all those money. And I have one block industry again where I'm working. If I see a lot of poor people buying a block around that place, maybe if now we are selling block 450, 500. But when I see a poor people among the people, I can sell those blocks at the rate of 400. I don't even mind other if I can get something from inside. And for that place, I have a different trap of people that work with me. I have Hausa, I have Igala, I have Igbo. That is the situation of the country now. And sometimes, if I want to go somewhere and I carry this my motor, some people around my area, I always look them. Among people that I don't have anything, I can assist them to go to where they are working place, because if you see some office now, they are paying some people 50,000, 40,000. Transportation alone and feeding, that money cannot take them a month again. So police, we are advising a lot of our people in this country so that they can assist the poorest people among us.
My name is IBP, mechanic for Waru. Me, my own, I used to help people where they come, they meet me for my working place, say they want to bring their children because I get many children, not because of they pay me, I just do my work, help them because of tomorrow. I like others like to learn from me to see people where they are not strong to help. Maybe they help people like that because nobody knows tomorrow. Because we know we wait for government and come help us.
Hello viewers, my name is Joanne Omehi Musa, staff of Conversations for Change. I'm here to talk about the current situation of things happening in this country. As we go out in our daily activities, we see a lot of things happening, and how have we in our own little way been able to help? People are dying, people are suffering. There's so much hunger in our country these days. Now, from my own experience as I go out every day, I meet a lot of people who come to me for help. The situation of this country has reduced people to that extent. People can no longer feed their family. You see people walking on the streets, begging in the market. You go to grocery shops, you see people begging you to buy them a mudu of gari or some cup of rice so they can feed with their family. In my own experience, I've run into a lot of people, and it's not as if I have so much, but no matter what I have, no matter how little it is, I love to share with people. Now, while I was coming to work this morning, something happened. An elderly man walked up to me and said, "My daughter." I turned and I looked at him. I greeted him, "Good morning, sir." I thought he was going to ask for description of where he's going to, only for him to say, "Please, the place I am going to is not too far. It's something I can trek, but because of my situation, my health condition, I can't trek. Can you please pay my transport?" An elderly man old enough to be my grandfather. And I asked him, "Baba, where are you going to?" He mentioned the place. How much is the transport fare? 200 naira. He couldn't afford. When he entered the keke, he showed me his ID card. He said, "I went to look for a driving job and I was turned down. They didn't take me. I'm going back home now. It's not a problem." I said, "Baba, enter." And I paid his 200 naira. When he got down from the keke, he was praying for me as if I gave him 1,000,000 naira. Few weeks ago, going back from work, a young boy was standing on the road. I stopped keke and entered. There were two. One other hopped in, the other one stood and was looking with his back. The moment the keke man moved, he said, "Oh God, this country, what are we turning into?" And I asked him, "What is happening, young man?" He told me that guy standing behind doesn't have transport to go back to his house. And I asked the driver, "Can you please stop?" And I called him, "Young man, please come. Where are you going to?" He said he's going to Nyanya. The transport that would have taken him from where he's standing to Nyanya is like 1,002. I told him, "Can you please enter?" He entered the keke, and deep down within me, what I had that was supposed to take me home to my own house was like, it was not even enough. I kept asking myself, how can I pay my transport and also fend for this guy that is about to go to 1,000 naira transport fare? He's supposed to go where he's supposed to go, supposed to be like 1,000 plus, and I don't have much. When he entered the keke, I started calculating what I had in my pocket, what would take him home. As God will have it, one other guy also gave 200 naira. When he dropped, I gave him 500 naira to add to what that other guy gave him, and also paid for the transport. So I calculated that 700 naira would take him home. You needed to see how that guy lied on the ground and was greeting because I gave him 500 naira. Another experience was a woman who came to a shop to buy 2 cups of rice to feed with her family. 2 cups of rice. For heaven's sake, what can 2 cups of, how many children can 2 cups of rice feed? I looked at her, she bought out of shame and was going. I called her, "Madam, please come." And I told the woman, "Please give her more cups." She knelt down and was thanking. My tears dropped that day. We don't have to have so much before we put smile on people's face. When you wake up in the morning, you see your neighbors with gloomy face, a hug alone will bless their day. So please, I urge every one of us, we don't have to have millions, we don't have to have thousands before we put smile on people's face. In our own little way, let's please make people happy. Thank you so much.
We are going through in the country, Me personally, I've been able to assist people not because I have, but because of the situation, and we still have to help each other around. Okay, let me quickly share this little story. There was a day I was seated and a elderly man called me, and he called me that, young man, can I see you? I went to him. The man held me and took me behind, and he was telling me his problem. Could you believe that man's problem is not even up to $2? That's 3,500. But the funny part is, I did not have the 3,500 on my own pocket also. I think I only had 2,000 naira with me. So, and he's an elderly man. For the situation of the country to be to that extent that you see an elderly man talking and begging people on the streets, please, let's try and help each other. So I had to come through for him. I had to share the 2,000 naira I had with me. I had to share the money equal to make, at least, to let him feel the hope that somebody can do it for him also. So I'm urging everybody, if you have, try and share with your neighbors. Even if it is food you cook, don't urge it, Let's try and share with each other within ourselves. Well, it hasn't been the only person I've been helping. Even me, the help I get is coming from God. I don't know how I've been able to keep myself up to this extent. It's only by the grace of God. Sometimes I even cook food and share with my neighbors because I just want the love to lead. Not because I'm getting from anybody, not because people are sharing for me, but from the little I'm getting with my own understanding about life. I know life is not very easy for everybody. I'm not finding it easy also, but through that I still get, I have the sympathy or the urge to help people, which I know by the special grace of God, if I have more, I'm still going to share more with people. So I urge everybody seeing this video, if you can help, please do well to help people around you. Do help. It doesn't have to be people around you. There are people starving on the streets. They don't have to. Most of us have been covered with this regalia you are seeing. It's not easy. It's not easy for anybody. So please, I think let love lead. You share with one another. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have millions before you share. 200, 500, it goes a long way for some people.
Wow. I'm still trying to pull myself together, as I was literally wowed by some of those accounts. They're ordinary people, but their kindness brought me to tears. Many of them appalled by the amount of need they were encountering. Many of them swung instinctively to action, giving of the little they didn't have. Yes. Trying their own way to fill the needs, the huge needs they're seeing around themselves. So many beautiful stories. Where does one start? Where does one stop? The man who went to eat but had a little extra cash on him and couldn't leave the restaurant without feeding many others who he could see couldn't eat. So many stories. The mechanic who took in schoolless, jobless young people. And what didn't come out in that clip, which I want to add because my team that interviewed him also learned that, is that not only is he occupying the young boys, the young men, teaching them what it is to be a mechanic, he also feeds them every day and end of it from his own little earnings. These are living examples of the fact that we can all do something. Let me say that again. We can all do something. It is an innate part of the religion of all of us. Doesn't matter whether you're Christian or Muslim or Buddhist, whatever you are. Kindness, generosity, giving. This is the time for all of us to make a resolution that no matter how much we are able to make, we find a way to share more, a little more, with our neighbors, with the people we encounter. And that we each commit to the fact that in existing here on earth, we are meant to be our brother's keeper. Our plea and our challenge to you here on the stage is that if we know for many of you out there, you're already doing a lot, we ask, please do a bit more. Make it an organized and repetitive effort. Every day, every month, you reach out a bit more than you usually do. There are many ways to it. I have friends who actually have people on what I would call a private payroll that every month they make it a point of duty to give something to those people so that they have hope that keeps them going till the end of the month. Unofficial salaries, I call them. That is laudable. But perhaps I don't know which is more important. That everyday kindness, that neighbor that you have learned, you have begun to see more clearly, looking at their inward needs, that you respond, if you can, every day to somebody that you meet across your way. Let us come together as we wait for our leadership to do the needful, for prices to come down seriously, for our abundance to reach a great deal more of our people, to achieve the hopes and dreams of our national anthem and other aspirations, of achieving a country of compassion, a country where there's peace and plenty, at least for the majority of the people. We call you to our challenge of everyday kindness. Each one of us can do it in one way or the other. I thank you for listening. See you in the next episode.
Walking through the ashes of dreams we left behind, building walls between us in the corners of our minds. We've lost the love we're owed, the kindness we've misplaced, but the hope is in our hands to rewrite this broken space. So lift the veil and clear the smoke. The cracks will mend where hearts are broke. We're stronger when we reach across. No more sinking in the lost. The light ahead, it's not too far. If we become the change we are, look beyond the shadows cast. We'll build a future made to last. If we become the change we are. The land our fathers saved is being sold off piece by piece. Leaders count their riches while the hunger never sleeps. The dreams they promised us have faded in their lives, but the power's in our hearts to reclaim what's been denied. So lift the veil and clear the smoke. The cracks will mend where hearts are broke. We're stronger when we reach across. No more sinking in the lost. The light ahead, it's not too far. If we become the change we are, look beyond the shadows cast. Let's build a future made to last. If we become the change we are. Become the change we are. Oh, the light ahead, it's not too far. If we become the change we are. Oh, so lift the veil and clear the smoke. The cracks will mend where hearts are broke. We're stronger when we reach across. No more sinking in the lost. The light ahead, it's not too far. If we become the change we are, look beyond the shadows cast. We'll build a future made to last.